So when we ended last episode, we were a little closer to 500 than we would really like to be. We went through the gauntlet in the first month of the season, and then did better in the second month, but we're still only 17-13 with a very good roster in my opinion. We are going to make some more progress in this season, this episode, but that's after we play Giannis and the Heat. I figured we could use a decent challenge of our defense. But we get our offense started with a Harden Gebengeli pick and kinda pop, and it results in a green and 2 points on the board. Then, on our next possession, we get Mike Conley going on our classic play that is supposed to be pick and roll, but hey, I'll take the 2 points. We also actually managed to get a block on Giannis, probably the only time anyone has ever stopped him at the rim in his life. On the other end, eventually, it ends up in a Simmons post-up slam, and we are all tied here in Miami. Also, yes, I will show Miami scoring eventually. Here you go with a crazy lob to Giannis from Hero. But here is one of the more surprising plays of the game. I did not know Simmons could take Giannis off the dribble like that. That was an insane play, albeit a little glitchy. Although this also generated guy hit a few shots on us, like this one, where he's clearly a contest doesn't register, but whatever. Also, you should definitely get used to this side, because with Giannis roaming, we don't have any hope of getting any rebounds. And spoiler alert, the Heat got tons of offensive rebounds over us this game. But that's okay, because we have a guy named Ben Simmons who just dunks all over everyone whenever he wants to. Speaking of Simmons dunks, here's an absolutely beautiful one to put us up 2. I mean, look at the force in that dunk. But I haven't shown you James Harden at all, and yet he has like 10 points. So here he is with a 3 to put us up 4 points. It was a pretty competitive first quarter, and no team could really pull away. But we'll see what happens with the bench in, because we know the first quarter is almost always like this. But let's start off by showing you our guy Love's jump shot, and you'll see exactly why I changed it. That is quite ugly, and I will not allow it. But let's forget about the horrors that we've just seen and look at this Bismack Biyombo highlight. My God. But let me show you something you aren't used to, and that's Bogdanovic, or anyone else for that matter, hitting a 3-pointer. This was a big help in this game. It's crazy how making shots helps your offense, isn't it? But Jimmy Butler has something to say about us taking a lead larger than 4, and drills a mid-range jumper I didn't think he was capable of in 2K. But on the other end, he can't stop the Bojan train, and he gets the and 1, putting us back up 7. But I guess Richardson saw what Bojan was doing and decided he was going to do the same thing. And that's hit 3s. We're up 10 points now, halfway through the second. Speaking of Richardson, here he is again, scoring probably his only other points of the entire game off of the feed from Bogdanovic. But let's show the Heat some love, and by that I mean watch Popovich miss a wide open 3 and have Poirier clean up the mess to put them down 9 points. But let's witness another abhorrent jump shot by Love. But luckily, my guy Biyombo cleans up the mess, gets it out to Bogdanovic, who gets us 3 points on the board. But let me show you something. You see that thing at the bottom? He'd have been missing a lot of shots. But Ben Simmons, on the other hand, has not been. I think him throwing down a very violent dunk is grounds for possible simcast. What do you think? We win this game 118-100. I did simcast, but they didn't get back into it, so I just finished out the game that way. But let's take a look at the team comparison, and you'll see exactly why we ended up winning this game. As you can see, we hit 52% of our 3-pointers, which is grounds enough for us to win. But not only that, we held the Heat to 42% from the field and 26% from 3. Our bench was a huge reason for that. You can also see they grabbed a bunch of offensive rebounds, and that's just Giannis doing his thing, and Poirier got a couple of his own. But let's take a look at the box score. Ben Simmons had 27, Harden had 24, Schroeder had 18, and the surprise Bogdanovic with a very valuable 14 points off of the bench. Then on the other end, you have the Heat playing Giannis 38 minutes and doing Giannis things. Hero was pretty alright, and everyone else was pretty much an afterthought. That's what our defense will do to you sometimes. But that's it for this game. Let's make some progress on the season. And it's pretty disappointing. I mean, 26-22? That is not a record with a team with 2 stars and a very solid team should have, regardless of schedule. We lost to the Suns without Booker and the Magic. Just the Magic. That should have us at least 28-20 instead of what we have. So I think you could kind of see this move coming. We're going to fire our head coach. I know he's only been here a couple whatevers, but I have one guy in mind, and that's Owen Taylor. He'll get a 2-year offer, and he's just as good on defense as Udoka, and is just way better on offense, at least ratings-wise. A C- is terrible. But we'll see if it ends up meaning anything in terms of record and performance. But we can at least hope this will help. Also, here are the All-Stars from this year. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Like I said, we're 26-22. Hopefully we can turn that around with the new coach, but we'll just have to see. We'll probably play the Hornets next episode, and then if not go through the rest of the season, then at least most of the way through it. But if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. And y'all have a good one.